Aquarius, time for some relationship energies. Let's feel the vibe, find out what we need to know. If you resonated with the title, there's a good chance that there is some advice for you. So let's see. I'm Michele B, and if you love my reading style, make sure you subscribe, because even though my readings are short and sweet, I post for you 2 or 3 times a week. And so you'll see the thumbnail and you'll be like, is that for me? Okay, I'm gonna find out. Right? You'll resonate with it or you won't. Find out what the advice is. Anyway, let's go ahead and get going. Any volunteers here? Oh, somebody's carrying a heavy burden for other people. Do you feel like the relationship that you're in is a lot of work? Is it getting to be too much? Are you not getting as much out of it as you would like to? And the other person is like, oh, the other person's a little bit harsh and judgy. Okay, that happens sometimes, where there's a dynamic of somebody who's carrying a lot of weight. Who else had that energy? It was Gemini. It was another air sign, Gemini, that was having that kind of energy. And it was like getting nitpicked, getting nagged, getting nitpicked. And it doesn't matter whether you resonate with or you identify with feminine or masculine. I was, as a feminine, I was hen-pecked and nitpicked in a relationship before, and like no matter what I did, it felt like I wasn't doing enough. I felt like I was always under the scrutiny. That's what the justice card is all about, but it was in the reverse, so we're looking at some shadow aspects. Impartial scrutiny, not giving me a break, right? No, it's like, no, this is the right way to do it. There's a right way and a wrong way to do these things. Even like the itty bitty little everyday mundane details, it didn't really matter to me at all. They were so significant to the other person. It was like, this is the right way or the wrong way to do it. And if you don't do it right, you are bad. You're a bad person. And I'm like, God, my attachment issues from my childhood. So, like hearing my father, why was I attracted to that? I'm like rambling on, but this is something for you, okay? When we reflect each other's stories, right? We have something to learn. And so I was like, this is exactly what my father did to me when I was a kid. It was like you had the right way and the wrong way to do things, and if you do it the wrong way, you're a bad person. It wasn't just like you made mistakes or you didn't do it the way that I like it to be done. It was, you are bad. You are essentially a bad person. When your father says you are bad, then there's a pretty good chance you could die, right? Because that's part of our instincts. So we get freaked out. We will do whatever it takes to make that partner happy. If they touch on that attachment trauma from our childhood, please, I will do whatever it takes to make you happy. Okay, so that's a vibration. This might not, there's another card from the Gemini spread that we got that just fell out, right? And because that's like the feeling of no matter what, I'm damned if I do and I'm damned if I don't. The Gemini spread had that as well. So if this is touching on that, you might want to take a look at the Gemini, the Gemini energies as well. But we also have the 8 of Swords, which is when we're talking about issues from the glass ceilings or the trappings that we put ourselves in, that were instilled in us in our youth by our significant adults. This is who you are. This is how you do things. So you're stuck in this belief, like you're like in this treadmill where you're always trying to prove that you're good enough to other people. And so what you end up doing is you attract partners that are scrutinous, that are like nitpicky and like very particular about how things should be done. Well, it's time to attract something else. It's time to do something else. It's time to rise above the cycles that you've been stuck in, where you're never good enough, where where you're damned if you do and damned if you don't, right? Let's break out of those cycles. What's our advice? What's our advice for Aquarius? Let's find out what they need to know. Whoop, whoop. Well, we got that Capricorn energy, the King of Pentacles, becoming economically, materially independent. This is a super important. For some reason, you need to hear this, Aquarius. You need to be working on your own economic independence. And you need to be, we got the victory card, that's the Six of Wands. It's time to rely on your friends a little bit more, rely on your social circles for not only validation, but also for support in extricating yourself from unhealthy connections. Okay, so I'm hearing something about if you're living with someone that can be emotionally abusive, then it is time to, we're looking at the King of Pentacles, we're thinking about the material stuff. It's time to change houses. It's time to disconnect, take control, become a master of your own material world, right? Don't be in that cycle with that other person. If you're not living with them, then don't worry about that. But it is a matter of like the material, mundane, day-to-day stuff can't be so deeply interconnected with that other person, especially when they are emotionally abusive. And I'm really feeling the emotionally abusive vibe from this person. And also, like I said, hang out with your friends a lot more. Hang out with people that are really supportive. You see how these people are like, they're victorious. This is you on your chair, on your steed, and you're victorious. You're such a great person, and all these people just love you, and they're like, yeah, rocking their wands. Everybody's rocking their wands and being like, Aquarius is awesome. We love you. Hang out with people that treat you like that. Okay? Don't try to get your validation like you're in the cycles from your childhood trying to make your parent happy. Don't try to get your validation from people that will never give it to you. Instead, give yourself validation and other people will validate you too. But in the meantime, if there are friends that are supportive and loving toward you, hang out with them when you can. Okay. I'm good enough and I'm strong enough and doggone it, people love me. I don't know if any of you remember that from old Saturday Night Live. Please write it in the comment, the guy that did that. Oh my God. He became like a senator or a congressman. Anyway, he got in trouble recently about sexual allegations. Blah, blah, blah. I gotta go, Aquarius. I love you. I'll see ya.